There is a crowd in here that fool themselves. They block their friends and they made their hell. They fake their grit and
I'm the 5-star legend, D Average, here with my buddy.
Levi Junk, and we're gonna talk WrestleMania.
We're going to talk WrestleMania 29. That's right. Where's WrestleMania 29 coming from?
WrestleMania 29 is coming from New York and New Jersey.
New York and New Jersey.
Yeah, it's not like the WrestleMania 2 where it came from 3 locations though. Just to clarify that.
We should talk about that actually. Talk about that later. Yeah. That actually sounds kind of cool. Well, we got WrestleMania coming up. WrestleMania 29, New York, New Jersey, April 7th, 2013. And I'm here with WWE Man to discuss WrestleMania, I guess.
Right, lots to discuss.
Yeah, we do. Okay, well, sure, Levi, we can start off with the pre-show. We got Wade Barrett versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship.
The Intercontinental Championship. That's a prestigious title, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it used to be something.
It should be, yeah. This is the most must-see pre-show match in WrestleMania history.
That's saying something, I guess. I mean, is it more must-see than Daniel Bryan and Sheamus for the U.S. title? That was pre-show.
That was must-see too, but no, I don't think so.
Is it the most must-see Intercontinental title match since Macho Man and Ricky Steamboat at WrestleMania 3?
I swear, dude, this is more must-see than that. It has The Miz. It must be more must-see than that match.
Because everything's must-see from him since he won the title, so.
Yeah.
WWE title, that is.
Yeah, he won the WWE title, and then it was just the most must-see champion, the most must-see loser, the most must-see contender for the United States title, and now he's the most must-see contender for the Intercontinental title in a must-see pre-show match. If it's so must-see, don't you think that maybe they should put it on the card?
No, because everyone must see it. You know, you gotta to make it free so everyone can see it.
That makes so much sense, and that is why we're here.
Exactly.
Okay.
He's the most must-see babyface too, I hear. So.
Yeah, he's actually pretty big. He's pretty must-see. We have to see him every week. Not that we want to.
That's why it's on the pre-show though, so we can see it. And
yeah.
I mean I was thinking it's as bad as it is that this match is on the pre-show. All jokes aside, as bad as it is that they're devaluing the Intercontinental Championship to the pre-show.
I thought you said all jokes aside. You said all jokes aside, but the Intercontinental title is kind of a joke right now.
Yeah, that. I mean, it's at least it's somewhere. U.S. title is not even to be found on the show.
I know,
anyway. But at least Miz he's been doing the announcing gig lately. He's been doing a lot of it on Main Event, but he's doing it on Raw once in a while during Barrett's matches, and he's trying to make the match seem prestigious. He's saying that on Monday he said the first match and the last match at Mania, those are the most important matches on the card, and well, he's first technically, so he's trying.
He's not even on the card, dude.
I know
pre-first.
His point wasn't really valid, but that's how hard he's trying to make it seem like the match is important.
Yeah, he's got like he has a handful of crap, and he's working with it to make it look really good.
Yeah, so I give him credit for that. I mean, that's hard to do.
Honestly, though, I mean, the Miz's babyface, he's been more of a talk show host and an announcer more than he's been a babyface contender. Like, he's not really a contender to anything to me. He hasn't won much.
Contender for
anything.
The most mediocre talk show in WWE history.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, yeah. He it seemed like he tried really hard to make Miz TV really huge, but I don't know. I just felt like he tried too hard to do that. I mean, it felt to me like I knew every single show was gonna break down into a fight. It just had to. So, I mean, like if he called me out saying, "Hey, can you be on my show?" I'll be like, "Do you want me to dress in my gear because it's just gonna end up in a fight?"
Right.
Whether it's fighting you or someone else. I mean, Brock Lesnar came on the show once. I don't really want to be on your show, sir.
That was actually one of the better Miz TVs.
That was one of the better Miz TVs because it ended quite abruptly, and Miz got beat up. So yeah, I mean, Wade Barrett versus The Miz is a pre-show match. Whether it should be on the card or not is debatable, but it's up there.
I mean, yeah, it's. I mean, the match, it might be decent. I mean, it's
Decent. I mean, Wade Barrett is a badass. He can beat
right.
anybody. He's a physical, just dominant man. He should have faced Sheamus, to be honest. I thought they were building up a WrestleMania match with Wade Barrett and Sheamus. Maybe even for the Intercontinental title, and maybe even have Wade Barrett retain. That would at least give some credibility back to the title and back to Barrett. They were starting that rivalry with like movie scenes or something stupid to start a rivalry with, but still they know how to perform together. They were so
Right.
good they had encore match after encore match because they were so good together. So that WrestleMania match to me is no no offense, more must see than The Miz versus Wade Barrett because The Miz he faced Antonio Cesaro uh, 4 or 5 times, maybe even more, and he lost like every single time until they switched storylines, and then he somehow was able to pick up a victory with a real quick tap out.
Yeah, I. That's a good point. I mean, I don't think that the booking was very clean there. In fact, I think it was really messy to have Miz go over clean against Cesaro without much of a struggle after struggling countless times to defeat him months earlier. So
Exactly. I mean, if the title was on the line, the U.S. title, Miz would have won it right there.
yeah, and then he switched. I mean, he didn't. It's like it didn't matter that he beat the United States champion.
Yeah, it's like they
He,
ignored the fact that he just pinned the United States champion, just like they ignored the fact that Ryback pinned the United States champion, and Ric Flair beat down the United States champion, and other people beat the U.S. champ. Orton beat the Intercontinental champ a few times. Why is he not champion right now? You know?
oh yeah, I mean, I can't remember how many people beat Wade Barrett and Cesaro in the last 3 months, but I know a lot of them. A lot of them have.
Yeah.
Uh,
What kind of champion is that?
yeah, it's sad. I mean, I'm hoping that they get on. WWE pays them attention and brings some prestige back after Mania season is over. So
I don't think there'd be much prestige to it if Miz wins the title.
I
That's my
mean,
opinion, dude. I swear. Because, like, when it comes down to it, sure, Wade Barrett's been losing a lot. But if he loses his title to somebody who lost every single U.S. title match that he was in, trying to build himself up, when he came back at Money in the Bank to be like a certified champion, like a real, genuine champion. And he lost the Intercontinental title quite abruptly. He didn't do much as champion before he lost it, and he got kicked in the face and turned babyface, and then he he fought the U.S. champ and lost those matches, and now he's fighting for the Intercontinental title, which I don't think he's earned. But
no, I mean it's not going to do much for the title, and probably, I mean, it probably won't do much for Miz's career because the Intercontinental title didn't do much for Barrett's career either time he won it.
yeah, it
Uh,
kind of worsened his career.
yeah, if anything, I've noticed the trend is if you stay clear of the Intercontinental title or the U.S. title, for that matter, then your career is probably better for it, which is the opposite of what it used to be. Uh,
It's the
so,
opposite of what it should be, really.
right.
Titles are supposed to mean something. Like what CM Punk said in his DVD when he won the world title for the first time. He said, "I did it. I'm the man. I've done it. I did what I was supposed to do, and now I'm a champion." Although he was still unable to do anything as world champion because they didn't let him. They didn't allow him to branch off. So these champions aren't acting as a champion should, really.
No, whoever wins this match, I mean, if it's Miz or Barrett, I mean, I hope that since Mania is over, that they'll do something with them as champion.
Yeah, like focus on them a bit more. The Intercontinental title value isn't much these days.
No, not at all. I mean, all I'm asking for is that the Intercontinental Champion gets some victories and gets in a feud that matters. That's all I really care. I mean, I'm not asking for much here. I just want the title to mean a little something like it used to.
Yeah, me too. Do you believe that this is a waste of a match? Maybe waste of talent, waste of something, waste of anything.
Since it's on the pre-show, no, I don't think they're. I mean, I think yeah, a waste of talent. I'll say like I think that they. I do think that. I agree with that. Those two could be on the card in a way more
Way
meaningful
more
way.
meaningful way, right? Wade
Yeah.
Barrett versus Sheamus, Miz versus Orton, even. I mean, why not?
I agree. There's no. It is way. I mean, and both guys take a pay cut big time for not being on the actual card. Which I mean, that's sad for Miz, especially coming from being the main event WrestleMania 27 to where he is now. But
Do you know what was weird? The
what?
Miz, the Miz's transition to Wade Barrett. I thought that was the weirdest thing in the world because I felt like Jericho was gonna face Wade Barrett, honestly,
Oh, I did
and
too. Yeah.
yeah, and I felt like Sheamus was gonna face him also. They just changed it so quickly. But the thing that baffles me is on main event, Big Show was fighting a gauntlet match, pretty much, and the Miz was the last guy to face him, and he got in there and he dominated the Big Show, and he punched him out of that ring. And it seemed like the Miz versus the Big Show was going to be a WrestleMania match, which, to be honest, isn't that bad of a match. That sounds pretty cool to me. They've
Right.
never done that before, really. I mean, in a big main event type match. But for some reason, they didn't continue off of that. It was just a commentator losing his cool, getting in the ring, and beating up Big Show, and then that's it.
Well, yeah. I mean, the whole lead up to this match is messy. You're right. It's like I think they had multiple ideas of where they were going to put Miz on the card, and they finally just settled with one. But it looked like the build to this match, and or really the build to any match that Miz was supposed to have at Mania, seems like it could have gone in multiple directions. Uh, with either him versus Show or him versus Wade Barrett, or even him versus Cesaro.
Yeah, I mean,
Or,
I heard that that match could have happened for a pre-show match,
yeah.
but it didn't. So I just feel like this match is just really, really sloppy. It feels like a hot dog. Okay, if WrestleMania is meat and Ryback and Mark Henry are the main course, uh, Wade Barrett versus The Miz is a hot dog. It feels like a bunch of scraps put together to take a moment, take time, like take 20 minutes out of people's time for WrestleMania. It is a match. Yeah, I have to say that there are worser matches that they can put on,
Oh
but
yeah.
it feels like just a bunch of scraps put together, and it's not very healthy. It's a sloppy
Yeah, no, I agree. I
piece of
mean,
meat.
I'm hoping the build. Obviously, we agree that it's not. It's sloppy, no doubt. I'm hoping that both guys have a good match, even though the build wasn't good. Maybe they can put on a really good match.
Yeah, Wade Barrett, The Miz, and Jericho. I thought that was one of the most entertaining triple threat matches ever, and I didn't know if it was because of Jericho. I don't know, but it was a really good triple threat match.
That was an awesome match. It was what if it wasn't for Punk and Cena's epic encounter on Raw a few weeks ago, that'd be my favorite TV match of the year.
Yeah,
But
of the year so
yeah,
far, yeah, definitely. Yeah, most definitely. I think that that match, if it was at a pre-show or on the card, that would have been a WrestleMania match right there. That looked really, really good. Maybe a little bit of a better finish, but that was a really good match.
agree. Yeah, all three were great in that match, and I thought that was great. And I really was hoping out of that match, it would have gone towards a Jericho Barrett match, like you were suggesting. I think that would have been good, but
But, we have hot dog scraps put together. So if these two can put on anything close to that match that they had on Raw in that triple threat, then this match will be really good.
Oh yeah, I'll be really happy if they can at least do something half as good as that. And I think both guys are talented, so I mean, I think they will, and I think they'll want to prove to everyone in the back that hey, we may be on the pre-show, but we're gonna still put on a great match and show
Yeah,
why
get
we
them
should have
warmed
been
up.
on the main
Exactly.
card. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that sounds really good. My prediction for this match is Wade Barrett. Not because I think Wade Barrett's going to win. He's been on such a losing streak. I have a hard time seeing him win a match. And same with Miz. I have a hard time seeing him win also. But when it comes to Intercontinental title, Wade Barrett hasn't done much as champion. So when it comes to him being champion, him losing it doesn't seem too impossible. Like thinking about The Rock losing the title is a bit more impossible than Wade Barrett losing his. If he loses his, nothing will change. If he keeps it, nothing will change. It's just that. So I'm gonna pick Wade Barrett, not because of his title, not because of the storyline, not because of Miz, but because I like Wade Barrett. I like him a bit more than Miz. I just think that there's so much potential in him to being the future of the WWE, and he's being used in a really wrong way, and he needs a better spot. So I'm gonna pick him in hopes of change, I guess, for the new year.
All right, kind of winds of change, bringing back the NXT Wade Barrett there.
There you go.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying about Barrett. First of all, he is a great talent, and I would really like WWE to do something with him. Which brings me to me thinking that I'm actually going to say that Miz is going to win the Intercontinental title here, and I think that because of Barrett losing the title, I think it's actually going to help him. I think WWE maybe move him up on the card a little bit and get him out of the Intercontinental title scene and move him up after his loss. And hope that WWE uses Miz as Intercontinental champion to kind of breathe a new life into it and give him a good push as champion. That's what I'm hoping. So I'm gonna go with Miz winning the title and then Barrett moving on to greener pastures and
Yeah, get that title off of him so he can start winning some matches.
exactly. So I'm thinking that's what WWE just it's been a bad deal all around for him as champion. So just get it off him and move him on to something different. So I'm gonna say they're gonna give it to Miz.
That now that you say that, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, I'm still sticking with Barrett because I love him, but that is a really good idea, and I hope that does happen.
All right.
All right, now we can move on to the real show. To the real
There
show.
we go.
Okay, no pre-shows here. All right, we got a match that should be a pre-show match. We have Tons of Funk and the Funkadactyls versus Team Rhodes Scholars and the Bella Twins, the returning Bella Twins. What do you think about that match?
Yeah, I mean that probably should be a pre-show. The only thing I'll say is at least it gets some of the divas on there, and they usually WWE likes for them to be a part of it. Which I mean, I wish they could be a part of it in a meaningful way, but that's out of the question right now.
Yeah.
But it's the one thing that kind of is a bullet point to talk about for me in this match is it's Albert or Tensai, Lord Tensai, whatever you want to call him. It's his first match at WrestleMania since WrestleMania 19, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, since he fought The Undertaker.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool kind of trivia.
Yeah. Wow, that's really epic, actually, yeah. It's not the best way to come back after that long, but...
No, it's not. This is, I don't know if this is worse than Tensai or better than Tensai. I mean, I wasn't that against the whole Lord Tensai character, but it sure wasn't over. And I mean, this is no better though, really. So I don't know. There's not much better than that.
It really isn't. He's hanging out with divas and Brodus Clay.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a diva himself.
Yeah, more or less. Brodus Clay, speaking of him, is, I don't want to get too off topic here, but his gimmick is kind of run its course for the past, I'd say, at least 3 or 4 months. It's run its course a long time ago.
Yeah. I think it's about time he changes it up. Maybe, I mean, if he wasn't so against being a big monster, we kind of need one right now.
Sure. Yeah, I think he'd be a good one. I liked him when he was in NXT as a monster type.
Yeah, me too. I mean, imagine if Brodus Clay and Tensai were a monster heel tag team.
I think that could work for sure. I don't
They will be
see.
feared, dude.
Yeah, I agree.
That could
Uh,
work.
and yeah, I mean it's what it is. It should be fun. I don't think it's gonna be very long. Should be a fun tag team match. It gets some people on the card that probably wouldn't be on the card. Um, so
It gives
there's that.
Tensai a WrestleMania match.
Yeah,
I'm kind
that's
of
cool.
excited about that. I'm kind of happy that he's got a match. It's not. It doesn't look too good in it, but
It's
there is a
been 10
match for them.
years. It's been 10
Yeah,
years exactly, actually. WrestleMania 19 to 29. So
yeah.
it's been
It's his 10-year anniversary, I guess, and he deserves it really.
sure.
So I hope he
Yeah.
sign. I mean, has shines in this match. The Divas, the Bella Twins returning. I think that's a really good idea. I love the fact that they're back. I love seeing them. I mean, them leaving, then Beth Phoenix leaving, and then Eve leaving. I just felt like the Diva division was falling apart.
So yeah,
But
it really did, and I agree with Bellas. The Bellas, I was been watching. They had a match on main event, and they've really improved in the ring. They really their heel persona and their heel characters. They play it out throughout their entire match. Like it's
yeah,
not
they
just
are
on their way to
really
the ring.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm connected with them. The Diva tag team match that they had on Raw, that was really like I was actually into the match. Like I didn't
Yes.
know who was gonna win because I haven't seen a Divas match in a long time. I don't know who to guess, and
Right.
I was hoping that the Bella Twins didn't lose because I haven't seen them in a while, and they actually won, which was amazing.
Right. That was actually one of the better Divas matches in a while. I
Yeah,
agree.
that was one of the best tag team matches I've ever seen. I mean, like seen in a while, even at
Sure.
least.
The Bellas really are good to come back to WWE. I think it's going to help the Divas division as much as they can. WWE is the ultimate decision on if the Divas division will ever return to its former glory. But the Bellas will do a good job, and I'll be happy to see them at WrestleMania again. And Naomi's pretty decent in the ring, and Cameron looks improved from Monday. She looked way better than she has usually. So I mean, the girls will do a good job in the ring, and we already know Sandow and Rhodes are both really good. So
I still, I don't agree with even especially because it's on the main card. The fact that Damien Sandow and Cody Rhodes are together once again.
oh, I know. Well, they broke up. They got back together within what seemed like a blinked, and then they were back. So um,
Now they have
they
a match
shouldn't
at
yeah,
Mania.
they shouldn't have ever got back together. The only reason I'll say it was a good choice is because they WWE had nothing for them as singles competitors.
Yeah,
So
well, instead of saying that they should have never came back together, how about we say they should have never split up?
yeah, that's a better choice. Yeah, WWE did a little premature decision there, and
Yeah, they made it a big deal that they were splitting up, and now they're tag teaming at WrestleMania.
yeah, it was premature, and they shouldn't have ever split up. I agree. I'll go with that.
That's another hot dog decision by WWE.
It was.
But they are here, and we get to look forward to them at WrestleMania. I think it's Damien Sandow's WrestleMania debut, so let's hope that
It
it's not.
is. That's
Yeah,
cool. Yeah.
yeah. I'm hoping it's not a squash match. And I say squash lightly because I'm not trying to make any fat jokes.
No, like with JBL when they were pounding on the side of the ring, he said looked like they were saying, feed me cake, feed me cake." So,
Oh, that's funny. JBL, I love him as a commentator.
oh yeah.
So I mean, Divas, they look pretty good. Cameron and Naomi, I've seen them a few times. I really like what I see. It's pretty new style that they have. Bella Twins, I love seeing them back. Team Road Scholars, one of the best heel tag teams I've seen put together, like formula wise. Maybe not in the ring wise. I mean, like career wise, because I mean, they beat every tag team that there is in a tournament, and then they lost to the tag team champions every single time they faced them. So not
They did.
really. They're not, I guess, record-wise, not that great, but formula-wise, the two that are in the tag team, they look really good together. Brodus Clay and Tensai, although I wish they could have better characters, they look pretty good. So, when it comes down to it, who do you think's going to win?
I am picking team. What's it? Lots of funk. Tons of funk. I mean,
Tons
tons of
of fun.
funk. And the Funkadactyls, Cameron and Naomi, to get the W here.
Before I ask you why, I just want to say it makes so much sense, as much as I don't want to admit it, for them to win so that they can have a WrestleMania size dance in the ring. Besides that, why do you think that they are going to win, sir?
It's just most of the build seems to reveal that they're going to win. The Team Road Scholars and Bellas have gotten the upper hand 9 times out of 10 in the build towards Mania. So I mean, the build kind of seems to reveal the fact that we're going to get a babyface win here. Plus, I mean, it would be a pretty feel good moment having the WrestleMania sized dance.
It wouldn't feel very good to me. I'm getting sick of that dance, man.
It's like I said. Well, I think it's run its course, but
Yeah.
The idea would be the feel good moment. So
Yes, it feels to me that they're trying really hard to make a WrestleMania moment where they dance in the middle of the ring.
So I think that and the build kind of for me seems like that's where it would go. If that's the case, I mean that's fine, and I'm not upset by it. But I do think that Team Road Scholars can't just lose everything they're in every single time. But I mean, if they're going to stay a tag team, they got to win sometimes, and it seems like
that is why I picked them. I picked Team Road Scholars because I feel like they lose at every big match opportunity. Like you said, they won 9 times out of 10. Well, they won 9 times out of 10 when it came to the tag team tournament that was bogus. And then they faced the champions and lost. And then they faced the champions and they lost. And then they faced the champions and they lost again. And then they faced them again and they lost. It's kind of like The Miz getting title shots. I don't understand why they have really bad booking. When I look at this match, I think, who needs the victory more? The Bella Twins for returning, Rhodes Scholars for losing so much, Tensai and Brodus Clay for kind of being a fresh tag team, and Naomi and Cameron for kind of being new in there. I don't know who needs to win more, but I'm going to go with Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow because they just lose way too often.
That's true. I mean, it's a nice point. I mean, you could still. It seems like you could still get a dance in with a loss. I don't know. It seems like you could.
Sure.
have a good spirit. Like, oh well, we lost, but
let's dance it out.
Yeah.
I don't think so, dude. Then we'll all lose. Okay, they lost the match, and I still have to see them dance. No, thank you.
Hey, I may be alone in this, but I did like the giant sized Brodus WrestleMania 28 dance with all the I don't remember who came out. All those women came out or something. And I like that. I know a lot of people didn't, but that's when the gimmick was still pretty.
That was when it was Yeah, it was good then. But I mean, this WrestleMania, if they do another dance, I think it should be the last time that they dance. They're not Scotty Too Hottie and Grandmaster Sexy. They just can't pull it off every time. I think that they just need to stop it.
I agree.
Yeah, okay. Are we cool? You voted for the Funkadactyls and Tons of Funk. And I vote for Team Road Scholars. I don't know how they would win, but I feel like it would be a big victory for them. Maybe the Bellas will pick up the win. Yeah. Would it mean something? That would send a really good message if the Divas ended the match.
Oh, I agree. I think whoever wins this, the Divas should end the match. Yep.
Definitely. All right. Yeah. All right, moving on. We have Y2J Chris Jericho, the man who loses a lot, but we're still happy to see him because he likes to push younger talent, which is good.
Yes.
Chris Jericho versus Fandango. I said his name right, so he can't get mad at me.
I know I was getting ready to correct you, but I think you did. I think you said it right.
Yeah,
Although
yeah.
Jericho says there's plenty of ways to say his name, so I'm not sure which one's right anymore.
Yeah, some people say tomato, some people say tomato, some people say fandango, some people say Fernando. But anyway, we can move on and forget about his name. All right. Well, he's not Jack Swagger, who introduced himself every second, and Dolph Ziggler, who introduced himself every second. We have another one, Fandango.
Fandango, yes. And they're feuding. I mean, you say forget the name, but this whole feud is over the name. So
It is over a name, isn't it?
Wow. You know what, this feud instantly reminded me of Booker T and Christian's. Was it Christian? No, Booker T.
And Edge.
Christian? I can't remember. Booker T and Edge. Yes. Yeah. Booker T and Edge at WrestleMania 18 feuding over shampoo.
Over shampoo.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is it. This is a new generation.
The infamous sign in the crowd, it says they're fighting over shampoo.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. They're fighting over his name. Whatever. Okay.
What I was gonna say, I was gonna talk about the build a little bit. And the build on paper, because they're fighting over his name, should be pretty bad. But I have to say, Jericho has made this feud seem important. He's made it seem like Fandango attacked his family or something. He's made it seem very serious when it's really not serious. But he's made it really good. He's had some intense promos, some very funny promos. I've had fun watching his promos, making fun of his name, and I really think that Fandango's got some heat on him since he attacked Jericho multiple times, and Jericho's a fan favorite. We all love Jericho, and so I think the feud is very kind of classic, bad guy, good guy stuff, and because of Jericho, I think it's actually pretty good, and it really shouldn't be because it's about a name, but it actually, I think Jericho's elevated this thing to something that I've enjoyed.
I agree. Yeah, I agree that Jericho, he really knows how to build something. He knows how to make a match important, no matter how unimportant it may be. And I think that Fandango, his debut, I think this means a lot. To debut at WrestleMania, nobody's done that, really, not that I know of. Well, besides WrestleMania 1, you know. Never mind. But yeah, Fandango, like, debuting there is a big deal, and beating Jericho is a big deal. There's a match that I saw a long time ago with John Morrison and Chris Jericho, and I did not think that John Morrison was going to beat Chris Jericho, and he beat him. It was a really good match, and he beat him, and that to me felt like finally he's getting a push. Just because he beat Jericho, he didn't win a title, he didn't win a Rumble, he didn't win Money in the Bank, but he beat Jericho, and that to me felt like a big enough push. So if Fandango picks up the victory over Y2J, that is a huge push, and I'm not questioning that he's not going to win the thing at all. I'm picking Fandango for this one.
I'm right there with you. I am also picking Fandango. Mostly because Jericho has a history, and you brought it up with his match with Morrison, of putting young guys over, which is awesome. I love that about Jericho. And I think WWE is somewhat serious about pushing Fandango because they've tried multiple times. But when he was Johnny Curtis on NXT and on SmackDown, they tried briefly, but never really went anywhere with it. And the guy has been putting in work in pro wrestling, WWE and outside WWE for years now. So he's a hard worker, and I think WWE's going to finally give him a chance. And I know Jericho will have no problem putting him over. I think it's going to be a really good match. Any Jericho match is, and Johnny Curtis or Fandango, when he was Johnny Curtis, I thought he was a pretty good wrestler. So
yeah, let's call him Johnny. Can we call him Johnny from now on?
Yeah, we'll just call him Johnny. Yeah, I think he was pretty good on NXT, and on a side note, I think his entrance is pretty cool, and he should have a good entrance at
Yeah,
WrestleMania.
actually, yeah, I saw that when he interfered. He was interfering, and it was really good. It
Yeah,
wasn't even an entrance; it was just him interfering in the match. Yeah, I thought that was beautiful. It looked really nice.
it does.
Johnny Curtis, I haven't seen him in the ring much, but being in the ring with Chris Jericho, he will learn a lot and a lot more than most people will learn being in there with Chris Jericho.
No doubt. I'm. I have to say, I'm pretty excited about this match.
I am too, actually. I'm really excited to see him. Like my brother, he says, Fandango's stupid. Stupid character, stupid guy. He sucks. The "you can't wrestle" chance.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we don't know. We don't know if he can or not, or if he will or not. But Chris Jericho is, I wanted to say new generation, but new generation showstopper. He steals the show when he can. And him versus Fandango is really good. It's a learning experience for Fandango to be at WrestleMania in front of a huge crowd with Chris Jericho. And I just think he'll learn so much and they'll put on a show. And Jericho will make him look so good for his debut. It's kind of the opposite of what usually happens, Like a big guy comes in and fights a nobody, and that nobody's got to make him look as good as possible. Well, this guy is facing a legend, and that legend is going to be in there making him look good as possible.
Yeah, that's a good point. And yeah, I think they'll really I think they'll put on a great match, and I think the crowd's going to be really into this one because if all the Raws leading up to it are any indication, the crowd Fandango gets a lot of heat from the crowd, and Jericho gets has a huge support. So I really think the crowd will be into it, and I think they're really gonna put on a great match. I do. And
Yeah.
it'll be a good moment for Fandango to debut at Mania as that character and get a win over Jericho. I mean, Jericho may lose a lot, but it doesn't matter. Every time he loses to these new guys, it always means something, at least to me.
Yeah,
So
yeah, to me too,
yeah,
definitely. Yeah, it doesn't take anything away from Chris Jericho. I mean, he can lose as much as he wants. I really don't care. The moment he beat The Rock and Austin in the same night, he sold it. That's it. You can lose as much as you want, Chris. You beat both of them in the same night.
agree. Yeah, yep.
Whatever. Lose your match. You'll lose your match well, Jericho, and I'm still behind you.
Yes, I agree. Definitely.
And I think the fans would agree too. They're not going to boo Jericho the next night because he lost to Fandango. They're going to wait for him to face him again. And Fandango's probably going to win again, which will make him look really, really good. I think that the wrong superstars are losing matches these days. Them being
Oh,
Antonio, Wade Barrett, Dolph Ziggler. I think that other superstars need to start taking some losses.
sure. Yeah, I mean, Jericho it really shows
Yeah, he
that
exemplifies
works.
that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that there are stars who are big enough to take a loss and be okay.
I agree, and like I said, there's no one better than Jericho to show that works. I mean, me and you and I think almost every fan out there would agree that when Jericho loses his matches, we're not like, well, you know what, Jericho, he's garbage. He lost that match,
Yeah,
so
I can't believe he lost to Fandango.
yeah, no one's gonna
No.
say that. They're gonna
Yeah,
say, wow, Fandango beat
yeah, he
Jericho.
beat Jericho.
What a
Wow,
win!
he's
Yeah,
really good.
yeah,
Well done. We're not going to take anything away from him. We're going to give what we have to him. That is what we're going to do. Speaking of people who tend to lose in the wrong sense, Dolph Ziggler and Biggie Langston versus Team Hell No for the tag titles.
What did we do before we get to that? Do we are we both agreeing that Jericho
It's
is
gonna,
taking a loss
yeah, take a
to
loss. Yeah,
Fandango?
yeah,
All right.
definitely. Back to where we were. Yes, no, yes, no, yes.
No.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. All right, yeah, we got Daniel Bryan, who you remind me of. Not the goat face, just the attitude. And
Clean
Kane,
shaven. Yeah.
yeah, versus Dolph Ziggler and Biggie Langston with AJ in the corner. Um, yeah, what do you think?
First off, with speaking of AJ, I'm surprised they didn't go with the before we get to the match. I'm surprised they didn't go with AJ versus Caitlyn.
Yeah,
WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, even a pre-show match,
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking they may add Caitlyn, but they didn't unless they do last minute. They might add Caitlyn,
If they do,
uh,
that'd be pretty cool. That'd
a
be
winner
a
take
mixed
all.
tag match that I would actually like to see.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it's possible. I'm not gonna. We won't do like
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not saying it will happen, but it's possible.
yeah, definitely. I really like the idea that Daniel Bryan and AJ are at WrestleMania once again.
Me too. I think that I really hope that someday they put those two back together because I love those two together. So I'm hoping they down the road at some point
They
they become.
reunite.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they were great together. I mean, they were even getting compared to a modern day Macho Man and
Yeah.
Liz for by some people. I kind of saw that too. Um, so I'd love to see them get back together at some point. I don't think it's gonna happen yet, but at least they're at WrestleMania. It's kind of a cool to see them 2 years in a row at WrestleMania together in some way or another.
Yeah, yeah, me too. We got Biggie Langston's WrestleMania and match debut.
That's right. Wow, this is Fandango and Big
Yeah,
E's
we got a
debut.
lot of newcomers this WrestleMania. We have Biggie Langston, Fandango. We have what's his name? Ryback.
Ryback. Yeah.
Sorry, what's his name? Yeah, we got Ryback.
Field.
Yeah, we got some newcomers for WrestleMania. You got Tensai coming back. We got Damian Sandow's debut. The Funkadactyls debut. Fandango, yeah, we got that. Yeah, but yeah, we got a bunch of debuts, so we have some new talent to look forward to. I
This is
guess.
also Brodus Clay's first match at WrestleMania.
Is it really? Didn't he have a match?
No, he just came out and danced last year, and
Oh yeah, he
he
did.
was in Christian's corner at or not Christian's corner, Del Rio's corner at
Yeah, yeah.
WrestleMania. Yeah.
Christian's
So
Corner. That sounds like a good show, like a talk
it
show.
does. It's probably better than Miz TV actually.
Yeah, probably. All right. Well, yeah. What do you think about the match?
Um. Wait, what? You know what? I'm distracted. We're talking about Christian's corner. What match are we on?
We're on Biggie Langston and Dolph Ziggler
All right,
versus
Biggie.
Team
Like,
Hell
yeah, that's right. All right. Well, I'm really excited to see Biggie in the ring because I'm sure a lot of people have watched his matches in NXT, but I'm not one of them. So
No.
I've never seen him in the ring besides his brief beatdowns. So I'm really excited to see what he's got. His strength is pretty incredible, as he showed doing taking out Kane on Monday.
Yeah.
He looks to be really strong. Um, Ziggler is always great, so that's and Team Hell No, I mean is great too. I think it's gonna be a good tag team match unless Langston is just awful, which I don't think he will be. So I think it's gonna be really good. I think the crowd's gonna be into it as always with any Daniel Bryan match. Uh, and I think that this is most likely the end of Team Hell No as tag team champions.
It makes
Um,
sense, huh?
yeah, I think so. I think it's time to end it. I love them as a tag team, but I want to see Daniel Bryan go back to being a singles wrestler. I think they hit their peak back during the anger management sessions. That's what kind of was their peak as a tag team.
Yeah.
And I think it's time to end it. WrestleMania is a great time to end it. I mean, and give the another big moment for a newcomer like Big E. You have a big moment for Fandango, and you have a big moment for Big E.
Yeah,
for
Big E
WrestleMania.
knocks off the tag team champions, wins the tag titles in his debut match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to see him get the pin. Actually, I think that'd be pretty cool if he got the pin in this match.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he will. I mean, he's a new guy.
Definitely, and I think AJ definitely gonna get involved here.
Yeah, she dated both Daniel Bryan and Kane.
Yeah, she's definitely gonna get involved. I don't know if she'll be the deciding factor, but I think so. I think she'll
You
be one
gotta
of the
be.
deciding
She's gotta
factors.
be,
Yeah.
man. She's there. You know.
Maybe she kisses one of them and it distract. Then that's the distraction.
She's
Kind of
skipping
kiss of
around
death.
Kane.
Yeah. Well, I was
So
thinking if she kissed Daniel Bryan, it would be a callback to him losing last year.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
of that. So it'd be the kiss of death strikes again. kind of thing.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I would like that that match. Whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Hit a moment, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
moment.
So I mean, yeah, Big E and Dolph go over here. I'm sure some people are upset with Dolph being kind of relegated to put him in a tag title match instead of a main event match, but
I don't agree with that.
I'm all right with it. I know there's big things on his horizon with that briefcase, so
Yeah, that, but I mean, putting him in the tag division, does that hype him anywhere? The tag division's almost dead, and you're putting him in there. It's like giving Wade Barrett the Intercontinental title.
so you're saying you're not happy. You're not happy with Ziggler being
Well, I
the
think
tag.
Ziggler needs to be pushed as a singles competitor. Ziggler needs to look like he can win matches without Langston, without Swagger, without Vicky, without AJ. He
Good
can
point.
do it
Yeah.
on his own, and taking him out of the main event scene and putting him into the tag division is like throwing him into shit. He threw the Miz into shit. He's trying to make it look good, but he's still in the shit because he's fighting for the Intercontinental title. And
No, you have a point. I mean, the only reason I'm all right with it, and this has pretty much been the only reason I'm all right with Ziggler losing half of his matches this past couple months, is because I know he has the briefcase and he'll be elevated here soon. If he did not have that briefcase and it was like you're going to be a tag team champion and that's where you're going to belong, then I would have a problem with it.
yeah, that makes sense actually. Yeah. Yeah, I'll turn my opinion around there. You're good at convincing me. Yeah, good job. Well, yeah, because he has a briefcase, I think that makes a big difference. And I guess the outcome, and not outcome as in who wins the match, but where Ziggler goes after this match. Because obviously, I see this Ziggler and Daniel Bryan need to be in the main event somewhere.
Sure, definitely. That's why I'm hoping this leads to a Team Hell No Hell breakup. As
Yeah,
much as they've helped the tag team division and have been a really entertaining tag team.
I don't think
Uh,
they've helped the tag team division, bro.
well, yeah. I mean, that's debatable. I mean, they haven't. I wouldn't say they helped the division necessarily. Just brought a spotlight to the division.
Not really taking the spotlight away from the division. I feel like really. Because they already have a spotlight, whether they're tag team champions or not. And
But
giving them the
they
titles
made
takes the
people
spotlight.
care. They made people care about
About the tag titles, we'll give it that. All right, they
yeah.
made the tag team championships look like something. There, I'll give you that. But the division itself, I mean, Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow got pushed over every single team, only to lose to them every time they fought. So all of those teams do not equal. They are not equivalent to anything good enough to face Daniel Bryan and Kane because they already lost to a team who can't beat them.
Well, that's a pretty good point. I mean, the for a while, I mean, in the earlier stages of Team Hell No, they brought somewhat of something to them. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I agree.
definitely think they brought a more attention to the tag team division. I mean, look at before they were tag team champions, and look at since they've been tag team champions. The tag titles definitely have more meaning, and more people do pay attention to the division than they did. I'll keep it
Yeah,
at
I guess it's inevitable that they are going to affect the tag division being there. It's like putting The Rock in the tag team division. People are going to stop watching WWE Champion and start watching the tag titles, you know?
yeah.
So yeah, I guess popularity wise, sure. But once they leave the tag team division, I'm just interested in seeing where it goes because it needed help. I'm hoping that this is its help, but we'll see, I guess. Who do you think's going to win?
I'm picking Big E and Dolph here, like because I
For
do
sure?
think Team Hell No is breaking up, I'm with my pick of Big E and Dolph. I'm picking that with keeping in mind that Dolph has the briefcase, and I think
Yeah,
that Dolph is going to be cashing that in sometime in the near future. We'll go into that. We can talk about that
yeah,
maybe after we're
later.
done here.
Yeah, and the extras.
But yeah, but I do think that that's going to kind of lead to a super team of Big E, AJ, and Dolph all holding titles because I could see AJ winning Divas title in the future too. So
Wow. Yeah, that would look really good, and that would do a lot for both Langston and Ziggler, and even AJ.
sure.
Wow. That's really good. You put a lot of thought in that. Well done.
Thank you, thank
All
you.
right. Well, yeah, I'm gonna pick Ziggler and Langston. I don't like Langston's look for some reason. He looks weird for some reason.
You know, I hear that. I hear that everywhere I go. I hear people say that they don't like Langston's look. They don't have anything against him in the ring, but they don't like his look.
Yeah.
Explain to me what you don't like about
His
Langston.
hair's a little odd.
His hair.
Um,
What kind of haircut does he have actually? What is
he
that
doesn't have
color?
a haircut. He just has hair there. I don't know what he has, but
It's
his
not even a
hair's a little
haircut.
off. It's not the biggest problem. Okay, you have Ziggler's beautiful hair, so it's
Right.
not a problem. But the colors, maybe even. I know he's representing where he comes from and whatnot. But green on a superstar, green and red, it looks a little funny, especially if you're supposed to be intimidating.
Right.
You know what I
It
mean?
instantly his attire, not the way it's made, but the colors do instantly remind me of Kofi for some
Yeah,
reason.
I thought it was Kofi. I thought Kofi did an Eddie Guerrero and left and came back buff.
It
Like,
yeah, it really does. It's something about the those colors. It does remind me of Kofi. The attire is way different, obviously,
yeah,
the way
yeah.
it's made, but
But still, the colors, man. I look at him and I think, is that Kofi's brother? What is going on there? Yeah, it's the colors, it's the hair, and honestly, dude, the buffness, the way that his body is shaped, it looks really weird. I feel like he's too short for the muscle that he has. I feel
he
like
looks
his legs could collapse under the weight.
yes. He looks like a bodybuilder for sure. Is what he looks like
A
to me.
small
A
bodybuilder.
small one.
He looks
Yes.
like Taz on steroids.
He does actually. The Taz was awesome though.
Yeah, that I just
So
don't like his look. Okay, I'll see him in the ring at WrestleMania, but I don't like his look. He just like when he got in the ring and started taking out John Cena, I was like, "Come on, Cena, you can take him. Come on."
actually, well, you're not alone. I mean, I don't. I've been one of the few I can find that doesn't. I don't have a problem with his look. I think the colors on his attire could change definitely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If he
But
changed the colors, maybe even the outfit, maybe I'm not sure. It's just his chest is out a little too much, and it makes. I mean, with the straps on his attire, it brings out his chest a bit more. Okay, maybe he should give that to AJ to wear. I just don't. I
that
don't.
could work.
Yeah, I just don't see it. Freaking. I don't know, man. I mean, he doesn't even need a shirt. Just wear some shorts. Pull a Bobby Lashley. You know what?
He does look better actually when he pulls down the straps. You're right. I don't think he does.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't notice. I don't notice that he's short or that there's a problem or anything with his attire or how he looks when he pulls the straps down.
Well, you're
Um,
speaking of his chest. The Jericho, a couple like what maybe a month ago, did a whole promo jokes about his
yeah,
chest.
I remember
Yeah.
that. And I was thinking, finally, somebody else noticed.
So yeah, man, I say yeah, you could hand down that attire to AJ, and maybe he can get a new attire. So we'll keep
He
we'll
would
keep
even
it at
look
that.
fine with AJ's attire.
Yeah, actually, they can switch attires maybe.
Yeah, for WrestleMania. Okay,
Sure.
well, moving on. We agree that they're going to lose the title, so it's fine. It'll do good for the tag division, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Um,
So
yeah, moving on. We have an interpromotional match. There's always a match at WrestleMania that's kind of a SmackDown versus Raw, kind of a match where two stars would have never faced each other if they didn't face at WrestleMania. Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle, Kane versus The Undertaker, Batista versus Umaga, Bobby Lashley versus Umaga. We have Ryback versus Mark Henry, the Battle of Monsters.
yes, we do, and that's I mean, is it? I was going to say, is it technically? Is there still a brand split? I guess there kind of is.
Well,
It,
Mark Henry
it,
generally is on SmackDown.
that's
Ryback
true.
generally is on Raw.
It's like yeah. I think the brand split's kind of a generalization now, isn't it? It's kind of like once in a while we'll appear on the other shows, but we're
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
generally
Yeah, it's like what show do they appear on more kind of thing.
sure. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I agree. It is a interpromotional style match. What are your thoughts on this one?
Well, I knew that because Ryback is getting a stereotypical push, as in everybody in the business knows the exact formula of what it takes to make a top star, and they desperately want and need a top star. They gave him cool music. They gave him a remix of his theme song, like quicker than anything. I didn't even get used to his first one. But then they gave him a T-shirt. They gave him a catchphrase. They gave him signature moves, finisher moves. They gave him a chant. They give him everything that he needs so that whenever he gets to the ring, people chant something. And right now, I feel like this is all a part of the formula to make him a top star, and that is give him a WrestleMania moment. And that WrestleMania moment, whether we all doubt it or not, is picking up Mark Henry for a shell shock. So I think that this match, it has to end with Ryback winning, and it has to end with that WrestleMania moment. That's all a part of the formula of making a top star. And it is his WrestleMania debut. Mark Henry could push him over, and it's all about Ryback. I think Ryback's gonna win this. I know Ryback's gonna win this. Okay, I know he's gonna win it. But I want to say scared, but worried about how he's gonna win it because I know that everybody desperately wants him to pull off this WrestleMania moment. It might be too much pressure. It might be more than he can chew, but he's got to do it. He needs to do it somehow.
Yeah, I agree. And your comments about being what was the word you used? I'll just use factory. He seems like a factory made
Yeah,
superstar to me. Like he came out of a factory one day, and WWE's like,
exactly.
"That's the guy," and then they put him they
Yeah.
put him into the ring
Yeah, they
because that's
put
what he
all
feels like
different. Yeah,
sometimes.
they put all different tools. He's like a tinker toy. He put a bunch of different things together, a puzzle to make a superstar, and that's him.
He really feels that way, and he even
Yeah,
talks that way. So I
yeah,
think
he
he is.
talks like freaking straight up script, like
I
anti CM Punk.
I really think that's what I think of Ryback when I see him. But yeah,
Me too.
you're totally on the mark with what I think here that Ryback is going to win. And you know me, I'm not a big supporter of Ryback as a main event star, but he
You
needs
hate
to
him.
win. he he needs to win here. There's Mark Henry. I want Mark Henry as a fan, but I mean for business, it makes sense that Mark Henry should uh, lose this match to Ryback. I mean, well, I don't know why Henry would ever beat Ryback in a situation like this. It's a good time to put him Ryback over and make him legit. So I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
Ryback should beat him, and
completely
he's gonna
agree.
lift him. I don't know how because he's had trouble lifting Paul Heyman at house
Yeah,
shows.
Paul
Uh,
Heyman, dude.
and he can't. Yeah, and we know what happened with him and Tensai on Raw, not on the SmackDown match they had, but on the Raw match they had. You know what happened there. So maybe Mark goes to the second rope
Yeah,
for a splash, and Ryback gets up and lifts him up for the
and
shell
lifts him
shock.
up for the shell shock. Yeah, he can't
Yeah,
deadlift him up on his shoulders. Um,
that's the safest way. It's
yeah,
WrestleMania. You don't want to screw it up, but
yeah. If he screwed up at WrestleMania, he screwed it up on Raw and got a lot of crap about it. If he screws it up at WrestleMania, that really that'll mean a lot.
they're gonna edit it on the
Yeah,
DVD and.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Mark Henry will just end up on the floor and he'll beat him. Uh, do you have a prediction? Like a final prediction for
Yeah,
sure?
my final prediction is Ryback winning with a shell shock, and I have to say, the build I've had mixed feelings about this build. Some of it I've really liked, and some of it I haven't. The parts I've liked is just kind of old fashioned two behemoth
Yeah,
guys going at it at WrestleMania.
yeah. We haven't had that in a while.
Yeah, it's awesome. I like that. The part I don't like is anytime they try to put strength into a storyline and a build for a Mark Henry match, I don't ever believe it or buy it because the guy's
Yeah,
the strongest man. So I don't ever
yeah.
buy anybody being stronger than him. WWE hypes him all the time as the world's strongest man. So I don't buy into the feud or the story they're trying to tell when they do that. But besides that, the build was really good. because I'm talking about the SmackDown weightlifting match contest.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Yeah. Besides, it was that. But besides that, the build has been good, and I think it's. I'm looking forward to seeing them both wrestle. It should be it's kind of a showcase match. It's a two behemoths, like I said. So yeah, Ryback with a win. He needs it. Not a big fan, but he needs the win, and so I'll agree with that decision if he does get the win.
All right. Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more matches to go. We are now an hour into this, I guess, WrestleMania discussion. We're going to take a break, and we will be right